You're listening to Chem Stories, a podcast series created by people with lived experience of P&P chemsex.
Hi, honeys. This is Captain Patrice speaking from the flight deck of Chem Stories Airlines. We're now in the third and final leg of our YYZ integrity flight. Toronto host Bradley resumes his conversation with Christophe, Edwin, and Tyler. Our flight plan forecasts personal stories of navigating judgment, the importance of friendship and support systems, and the complexities of love and connection within the context of drug use in a world often defined by stigma. Should you experience turbulence while listening to this podcast, please visit our list of resources and services related to P&P chemsex in the episode description and on chemstories.ca. Thank you for choosing Chem Stories Airlines, where the journey is always a trip.
Introduction, context. Oh, right. So the goals of our podcast, what we're talking about, is the notes here say to move beyond sensationalized narratives and explore the full spectrum of experiences from moments of connection and pleasure to challenges and risks. My horoscope today said, don't do scripts.
Just let it flow.
Funny, huh?
Wing it.
I'm the understudy. I have all the tap numbers down.
Kristen dies, sir. Of course.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so I think we know what we want to do, which is actually talk about this idea, which is that we fight stigma. And there's a lot of stigma around meth use and chemsex. And the idea that we fight stigma by telling our stories.
I just want to know what your definition of stigma is. Like, what do you like?
I hate the word stigma.
Judgment.
Is that what you're? Yeah.
I hate the word stigma because I think exactly what you're asking is part of the problem, which is that we say stigma and it's like oatmeal, like look at it, right? And so, what is stigma? For me, stigma is oppression. It's hatred. Like, what are the real things that are stigma? And when we call them stigma, it just sort of becomes this airy-fairy stuff that I think isn't naming stuff. And so I think it is hatred and oppression.
Does anyone know the actual definition of it? I'm just curious to know.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I mean,
the definition that I found online says stigma is a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person.
A mark it says a mark?
A mark of disgrace.
But is stigmata, is that like, I'm thinking it's like a Latin, is it a Latin like
that's the
word,
second
right?
thing, which says stigmata in Christian traditions, which is good because I'm a very Orthodox woman.
Right.
Marks corresponding to those left on Jesus' body by the crucifixion, said to have been impressed by divine favor on the bodies of St. Francis of Assisi.
This is why I was saying it can be a literal, like an actual mark on your body, could be a stigma, or it could be, like an action or something that you do.
Marks of disgrace associated with circumstances, quality, or person.
Like track marks.
Yeah.
Which is actually a great point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I know a lot of guys that have tattoos because they want to cover up damage that they've...
That's smart.
Yeah. No, they don't want to be called Jesus, for lack of a better name at this point.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
How does stigma show up, though? Other than the mark of disgrace, what does that mean? Like, what is the mark of disgrace? What is that lived experience of a mark of disgrace?
Not being accepted.
Yeah, totally. Not being accepted. When I was 35, my roommates, when they found out that I used crystal meth, they kicked me out of the house, which was totally like horrible because I had to like re-find a house in Toronto. Was hard, blah, blah, blah. But then I got to get them back at them because they owed me $3,500. So that paid my first and last month's rent to get a new place. So it worked out from all of our deposits, such as like internet, whatever. Anyways, off topic.
No. I mean, I guess it's fair to say that crystal meth is probably the sex drug. I mean, it's far, its power, if you will, is, I think in a sexual context is way more powerful than any other drug, in my opinion.
I agree with you, but these roommates were cokeheads. They did cocaine every single day. I didn't do crystal meth every day at that point in my life. I do now, but I didn't then.
I'm not. Yeah, you're coming. I think from maybe like because of the situation that you were in, you're being defensive about it. But that's not what I mean. I just mean that, like, I think the audience maybe wants to know or needs. Like, that's my opinion. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I just believe that like a straight man could do crystal, and then suddenly they're getting fucked. Am I allowed to swear? Yeah. Is that
Please.
okay?
I'll be furious if you don't.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying? So I just believe that particular drug will, in a sexual context, it will push people more than other drugs would or will.
Well, then there's GHB, which would totally like let you looser.
Yeah.
Than crystal.
Yeah. It is. But I mean, it's also more of a downer and you kind of get, spun out. Whereas, I don't know. You're right. But I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're not. Because I think we're talking about borders, right?
Right.
I see them as borders that we've created borders in the community around drug use. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you are a gay that does drugs, you're on one side of the border. And I know two who don't use drugs, never have. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how have you lived 55-year-old men and never used drugs? Like, because as you all know, I grew up around drugs. My mom did drugs, and it was never problematized for me, which I think is a privilege now as a old man, because it gives me a really grounding perspective around drugs, and they don't freak me out. And when I don't have any of that baggage that I need to unpack, I had to unpack it when I was little. And I saw my mom and her friends doing drugs however they did them, even though I never saw her high or doing the drugs. Well, sniffing, yes. Mm-hmm. But I never saw them partying. I just know that they would use them and then party. And so dealing with that as a kid was one thing, because I never felt unsafe. My mom was great. And then when I left the house and I heard people talking about drugs, that's where the judgment around my mother, what kind of mother was she? What kind of woman was she who would do this in a house where kids lived, right? Which I think is valid, very shaming, because there's an assumption about that too. So it's like, what is the assumption about a person who uses drugs? That she can't take care of her kids. And I'm fine. I mean, allegedly.
But that's where your stigma started, right? Like you feeling the outside world was judging you, so you had to like kind of hide. And this podcast is here to make people not hide so much.
That's really interesting around the idea that you can, that there is, because I think that we have that as gay. It's like the idea that if we're unpacking the word stigma and talking about oppression and hatred and marks of disgrace, with every history of oppression or hatred or how we got those marks of disgrace, with every history of that kind of oppression, there is a history of rising up. If someone is navigating all of the negativity around it, the hate, the assumptions, we're trying very hard not to say the word stigma, the oppression, what would you say to them? Someone who's having a hard time navigating that.
I would say, imagine your best friend told you that they have cancer. How are you going to react to them? Are you going to be like, oh my God, no way, hate you? Or are you going to be like trying to learn more about their disease to see how long they're going to have, what you can do to help them throughout their chemotherapy or there's something else, or just live life with them so that they can have a full end of their life. Like, it's not like I'm saying drugs are like the end of our lives, but I'm saying if you're looking through a window and all you see is a foggy person on the other side, clean the window before you start judging what the person looks like on the other side of that window.
Waving through a window.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, Dear Evan Hansen. The musical. There's a whole musical based on what you just said, basically.
We have time for a song if you want.
I learned
Give me a bouncy C.
Before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake.
No, I won't continue. It's very similar to what you were just talking about.
Cool.
That's lovely. And poetic. Like in the most sincere way. In the window.
I just thought of it. I didn't see
great.
This commercial here.
No, but
there is a song. There's a song. Yeah.
No, but it was great. No, it was very well articulated. Thank you. So kudos to you, Mama.
So is that note of the song?
Well, I don't think it's in the budget.
That's funny. Anything else that we would want to say to someone who is navigating?
Don't isolate. Don't talk. Try to talk to someone.
Have the right friends around you.
Yeah, like I mean, that's the worst you can do is think too much and not let it out.
Can I ask you how important friendship is to you?
Very,
extremely,
very important. To the point of, I mean, you have to have someone that's gonna tell you when you're wrong.
You're ride or die.
Yeah, yeah. Someone that's gonna, you can fall back on and confide in and know that your secrets can be held in confidence.
You got your rods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people have that.
Yeah. I don't trust
It's
people
hard
that
to-
have too many friends though.
Yeah.
Like you need to have your friends, but then you have your outer circle of people you know that you like.
I call those acquaintances.
But your friends need to be your
Yeah.
friends. You can't have 400 friends or else you're
No,
real.
I tried.
Yeah.
5,000 on Facebook. Thank you.
Yeah. Remember when that's why I quit Facebook because I just got way too I needed to have as many friends as possible when Facebook first started, so I had to put a stop to it because but that's so true. Like I mean, you have to invest in these friendships, and you have to be there for someone and trust.
And then even in the chem world, you're meeting all these people, and it's like there's some people that want to hang out, and they want to, after the whole drug thing, they want to. And to me, I mean, there's just so many friends that I could
manage,
draw in. So I might, I can only keep certain people at bay. I think they're great, but I mean, just to take in all those people, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that? How do you know when someone is your ride or die?
By the issues that they bring to you.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just whatever they're going through.
The comfort level that you have with someone, that's I think is a huge part of it. I mean, like I don't know you guys that well, but I feel very like, I mean, we could have, someone listening to this podcast could very well think that we've all been friends for a long time, right? Because of the comfort level and the things that we've shared with one another, right? I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I think your ride or die, because that was your question. How do you know your ride or die? You just, if I'm in trouble, the first person I want to call is, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, he'll answer anything except I don't bring drugs into the mix. But if I'm having a hard time, I will tell him, I'm having one of those days. I don't know what's wrong, but I just need you to tell me to snap out of it.
Yeah. The voice of reason.
Yeah.
And how long have you known him then?
Since I was 21, I'm now 45. 46 in a couple of days.
I have a friend who calls them it's the person you call who will help you bury a body.
Yes,
which has a Scorpio rising. I totally understand.
Wouldn't help me, but he would tell me how to do it.
Turn down the volume.
Sorry, I get really emotional around him.
I heard that.
That's why I don't introduce him to druggies either.
No. Oh, so he doesn't use?
No, he doesn't use. And everyone that knows me knows through me, but they've never met. He's like the pokeroo. He's just he's spoken about for me, but they never get to meet him because I keep drugs out of house.
You might want to let one person at least meet him so we know that he's really not kidding.
Snuffleupagus.
Yeah, Snuffy.
I heard that in your voice. Why do you, when is it about him that emotion that comes up? What does it mean?
We take care of each other. He comes from a really strict family where caring and loving was not a big deal. Wasn't really there. But my family was the same, but we found each other and we were able to create a family just within our friendship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And how does that help you, or what is the connection between navigating chemsex and drugs and being gay and all of that? What is the connection between him and that and those worlds?
There's not a connection. If there was, the only connection I'd make is if I know that I'm going to see tomorrow, I don't use all that much.
So he grounds you.
Yeah, he totally 100% brings me to a lower level and just a grounding level.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't really know about my sex and drugs. He knows, he'll make fun of me and call me a slut sometimes, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. Someone's right or die.
You have to always go back. Go back to that place of a person that's gonna keep you real and keep you honest and grounded.
Yeah,
I mean,
all the yes people, those type of people, you don't want, sure, maybe they're good for the shiny ego for a day, but especially with using drugs and going to the lengths that we do, you need to have those people around you, those ride or die, because they're essential to making that work and still having a life and living.
They create the safe spaces for you. They create non-judgment. Does judge me because I'd sleep around a lot, but we don't talk about drugs. I keep drugs and him totally separate. I've left a pipe at his apartment. I've been there during the day and I had a couple puffs on his balcony. I left a pipe, and the next time I came over to visit, a pipe showed up in my purse that I didn't bring. And he didn't say anything about it. He just gently put it away, zipped it up, and then I found I was like, okay, he's not saying don't do drugs. He would have smashed that pipe. He's like, here's your fucking pipe. Do. Keeping it quiet. We just
Sounds
don't
like a
speak
very
of it.
respectful, good person.
Yeah. Well, just
Adult.
like I have to respect him because of his food addiction.
Oh, really?
And I can't judge him for that.
Wow.
So I think that that's our, my problem. He has his problem. We just don't attack each other about things.
Last thing, because I think it's important what you experience when you're high, the G-mance, all of that stuff.
Describe what that is for people that haven't heard us say it.
What do you call it?
G-mance.
A G-mance?
Okay.
Romance, G-mance.
Oh, G-mance. Oh, okay.
It's like when you do G, you just start to feel different emotions and you're in heightened. And then you're just like, we're going to be boyfriends. But it only lasts a certain amount of time.
Taking like ecstasy. That's what I used to.
Exactly.
That's what I used to feel. That's what I used to. Yeah, that's what I used to feel when I first experienced ecstasy. Because you loved everybody by the whole weekend. By Monday, it was like you're crying.
And then stay away from me.
Yeah. What a wonderful weekend! I want to repeat that. And then then of course you're trying to repeat it the following weeks, and it never is. You can never get the same experience that you ever had.
It was the first time that I did G. The guy said, "Do you want to do G?" And I said, "Sure." What is it? And I was like, "Yeah." And so we did it. And he said, and he warned me and said, "Now, just so you know, when I do G, I get very emotional." And I was like, I was thinking that it was going to be like
sexual.
The love bombs.
Yeah, no, I didn't think love bombs. I thought, oh God, we're going to sit down and watch Terms of Endearment and be crying, right? And it was like, no, it's going to be, and he said, no, I'll probably tell you that I love you. And then he said, but it's not true. And because I'm
sounds like it's
I was like, but what if it is?
Yeah.
What if it is? What if the drug just helps us get to a certain place and opens us up and we say love? And it's not like, I love you, I want to live with you and share bank accounts, but I love you as a human being, as a gay man. And I said that to him and he was like, what do you mean? And I explained that to him. I said, what if it's just a really pure way of saying I love you in the community? And that the idea that as gay men, that we can say that to each other and mean it and then not be all heteronormative about it and moving to the suburbs.
I think at the table, I would be the one to say I love you. And this one would just be like, yeah, having a good time. Right? You're not just going to bust out I love you to someone.
No, but I mean, I definitely would not tell them that I might say I love you to them before, for me, it's just the more natural it is, then I might say it. But if it's going to be planned and someone's going to warn me about it, and like, I might tell you I love you.
Yeah.
I mean, I might say it, but probably not, but I could say it as long as it's organic.
We didn't actually say it that night, but the next time we did.
Okay.
Because it wasn't mentioned. Right. And then it just came up because it was that feeling, right?
I mean, for the times I've ever heard that, I've never believed them.
You've never believed them?
Never.
No,
never ever.
Yeah,
I hear it.
Really?
Never believed it. Never at all.
Yeah, because are they there the next day?
Yeah.
Or the day after?
I was more so, oh yeah, okay. But it was never really.
So you think that people will say it because it's not about you, but it's about them just feeling so open? And they would be saying it's
me looking at them thinking, you don't know in your own skin what you're actually truly thinking and feeling, and knowing that you're in a chemical induced state.
Yeah, if love was something that could exist in one moment only, then okay, I believe you. But from what I believe love to be, then it's not that. Like it's not just needing someone instantly saying I love you. Like that holds a little bit more weight. It's like someone saying that, they only have their word. You know what I mean? Like a man saying that, my word is my, I love you is kind of up there. Like for me, if I'm going to say it, it's going to be, I mean it, right? It's not just something that I pull out of.
Do you say it when you're having sex?
No.
I say things like, I love this, keep doing that.
Yes.
But I don't.
Yes.
But I haven't said I love you directly to someone.
Yes.
But I say I love you all the time. I bet you by end of camp, I would say I love you just because I love everyone until they give me a reason not to.
Yeah, same.
Like if I had a good time, then the follow through and drive home, guys, I love you guys so much. I had so much fun. That will just come out of my mouth. But it's not like,
well,
so in love with you.
In love versus love.
Definitely Alphabet and I'm Glinda.
Yeah, but hearing that type of love, I would be more able to take that one in and see that that's your true feeling.
Like a friend love. Like something like that. Yeah. But I mean, come on, really? Like we just met and like you love me? That's just not appropriate.
No.
So what about the idea that when you're high, what you're feeling isn't real?
No, it is real because you feel.
And so where did those two things meet in your brain? That it's not love, but it also is real.
Like I said, I mean, I know it's artificial. I know that all of those things are they've been giving some help to get up, because I know that, especially when it comes down too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just aware of that. Once upon a time I wasn't, and I was probably more gullible. And maybe if someone, said that I love you, or that kind of experience happened, then I would be more apt to buy into it. But after experience and stuff like that, I know what it is. Like, I know that it's not real, but it is happening. But it's not necessarily like, I mean, that's a really interesting question and hard to really articulate, because it is and it isn't. I don't know how you guys feel about it. It's hard for me to say. How would you argue it, or how would you talk about it if I just said, tell me how it's real? Well, because it is these things are happening, but love is something else. Like, that's like, I mean, like love is something that has, it needs to have time. It needs to have nurturing. It can't be in the moment. So everything that's happening in the moment is real. But things like when you start bringing in those things that need to be nurtured, and they need time, and they have to have, I'm on that. Yeah. I mean, actually, no, but I'm just actually trying to articulate this for the first time. I think that's a really interesting question that you're asking, and I've never really answered it, but I've thought about it in different ways. So I'm trying to answer it.
Do you think maybe it's because I think about it a lot. And do you think maybe it's protection? That it's that we have constructed a thing that we go, oh, it's real, but I'm not going to think about the love because it's how I protect myself. Like this thing, like, because how we construct these ideas in our brains.
So when it's good, it can be real. But like when Chris was talking about earlier, how he had that experience when he was on K, and he wanted, like, it was a bad experience, so it wasn't real, and he couldn't wait until he got out of that feeling.
I think that was real, though, wasn't it? Like that was fear. What was it?
I don't know. I think the drug just hit me to a point of, I think I experienced something so heavy that, and that's what, I don't know, that's what brought about that experience. I think even having a different type of drug in my system, and then the amount that I took, got me to that level of seeing that.
But it's really interesting that you say fear, though. That is interesting. That's making me think now more about that specifically, because it's like, yeah, it's.
Are you talking like the fear of love? You're talking about like the fear of love, kind of.
No, because you are seeing these things, aren't you? Like, yeah. Even though they're not real, like you're still seeing them, right? So it's interesting how he says that. Isn't that right? Could that just be fear, right? Like, I don't know. Like, is that? I don't know. This is something I'm just thinking about for the first time.
Awesome,
but that's really cool. Like that's interesting that you.
Because then what we're feeling, because like the feeling is what it is. It's like, right, if I go outside now, I'm going to get wet because it's raining, right? And if there's no, like, I can't be unwet, right?
You can imagine being wet, though.
You know what I mean?
Will you? I won't.
But it's just like those feelings, and that how we get there, like the imagination that we use to get to those places.
But isn't that,
it's not the real thing.
Isn't that like chemically induced?
Sure.
And it could be a hallucination of your mind going there.
But does that mean that if I hallucinate to get to a place of fear or a place of openness, does that mean the openness is
a bad thing?
Not real?
Also. Oh.
Yeah, it's a very fine line.
The mind has to be open. I think you're
because I don't think everyone goes there. I don't think everyone goes to the I love you G, or the G-mance, I love you babe. I don't think I know.
Well, I look at people that have that love at first sight thing. I've never experienced that, but it's just like, I always wonder.
I have.
Have you like immediately when you see somebody, that's going to be.
That was my ex. I just saw him, and for the next 20 days, I just kept going back to his house, and then for the last 10, I stayed at his house.
But did he feel the same way though?
He did and didn't. He had a husband that I was allowed to come into the relationship.
Okay.
So it's convoluted a bit.
Not really.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating when people talk about love at first sight, and the person that goes so apart and says, "I saw him and I knew was going to be my
twice it's happened.
My partner for life." I've never experieed that.
It wasn't your partner for life.
That's without them even talking to that person. So imagine them, they haven't even said hello to the person, but I've heard people say like, "I saw him across the room and I knew that was going to be my husband. I've
Just
never
like
experienced
Whitney, I get so emotional.
that. Baby.
Oh.
But you just said it happened to you twice.
It's happened to me twice.
But they're not.
Really?
They weren't.
So
They
the
weren't.
love can dissipate and then
Oh.
diminish over
Okay.
time. That's not just going to stay hard.
I always thought that when two people meet, if they meet on the same level where they both initially are feeling that, I find that would be extraordinary.
Star-crossed lovers.
Yeah,
Romeo and
I
Juliet.
find that would be like, wow.
Maybe all they need is G.
I would
Look
be
at that.
living in Mexico right now
possibly.
if it wasn't for my boyfriend slamming and going through a psychosis.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
to move after 6 months
Oh, okay. Wow.
to learn a new language, new
Yeah.
culture, new everything. I was going to go and just be there.
Yeah.
I know. It just you mentioned one of your goals was to learn another language.
Hmm.
Okay.
I want to, and I started to, but every time I pick up an app to try to learn Spanish, it discourages me because I think of him.
Oh.
So now I just need to come up with a different language that I want to learn.
The language of love.
By the way,
Thank you for this. I'm going to say this because I think it's going to be funny. I love you.
I love
you.
you.
I said it first.
I love and when he goes up.
Oh, and I mean, I jokingly said I love you because I thought that you would all shit the bed when I said it. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for being men of your word. But thank you. Truly.
You're welcome.
What rhymes
Anytime.
with stigma? Maligma. No.
Yeah, I think thanks a lot.
Wonderful.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's it.
Have a good night, everyone.
Attention all passengers, Captain Patrice speaking. Prepare for landing. We're making our final descent on our YYZ Integrity flight, and that concludes our stopover in Toronto, our Queen City. Thank you for choosing Chem Stories Airlines, and remember, this is only the beginning of our exploration of lived experiences with PNP Chemsex. Before we depart on our next destination, Montreal, we invite all passengers back to the community lounge to meet our upcoming Montreal guests. More compelling stories await. Subscribe to stay updated. If you've encountered turbulence while listening to this podcast, please refer to our list of resources and services related to PNP Chemsex in the episode description and on chemstories.ca.